And it's 11-4 Night Nurse, Royal Bond 4-1, Venture to Cognac 7s, Silverbuck 8-1, Lesley Ann has gone out to 10s, Diamond Edge is 12-1, Grittar has come into 16-1 from 20, Bregawn is 20-1, Tide Cottage 25-1, on 33-1 Henry Bishop and Petey Sandy, Captain John, Border Incident and Master Smudge of 40-1, and on 50-1 Sunset Cristo and Earthstopper 66-1 bar.
And there is Tide Cottage. Well, Tide Cottage knows his way around Cheltenham. Jerry Newman has the ride. Just getting rid of a bit of excess fluid there. Of course, you need to have your tubes, the same as a horse, really clear for a race like this because no quarter given, none asked. Tide Cottage looked particularly well when I saw him being...
The white flag up, they're under starters' orders. Night Nurse broadside to the tape at the moment, right over the far side. Several appeals here. Border Incidents behind the others. Grittar, the Grand National favourite, has got his back to the tape. They're very closely grouped over the far side. You see Night Nurse, he's just not quite facing the tape at the moment. John Joe Neal trying to get him to line up straight, and they're away. Just a little bit raggy, that start, and Tide Cottage with the sheepskin noseband coming to jump the first of the 22 fences in the lead. Tide Cottage from Wansford Boy and Sunset Cristo and Grittar, and Border Incident jumped it very big in rear, all safely over it though. And Tide Cottage, the old man, the veteran, 14 years old, in the lead. From Wansford Boy, Night Nurse gone up on the inside of Grittar, Sunset Cristo next, and then Earthstopper and Bregawn, and then Diamond Edge. And then comes Two Swallows and Venture to Cognac, and Captain John and Sugar Alley with Master Smudge on the inside, then straight Jocelyn and Henry Bishop, and on the inside then is Silverbuck and Peter Sandy. Behind Peter Sandy is Lesley Ann, and then Snowflower, and Royal Bond, and then Drum Rowan and Border Incident as Tide Cottage takes them along at a real good gallop. Jerry Newman running down to the third fence. Tide Cottage from Wansford Boy, Night Nurse, Sunset Cristo, Venture to Cognac and Grittar. Earthstopper is next, followed by Diamond Edge and Bregawn, and Two Swallows and Sugar Alley on the outside, and Captain John, and then Silverbuck. This is the water. And quite well strung out as they jump the water, with Drum Rowan in fact jumping it last, and coming to a ditch now. Tide Cottage in the lead from Wansford Boy. Grittar and Night Nurse together, and Sunset Cristo just in behind them with Sugar Alley, and then comes Venture to Cognac on the inner, and Bregawn and Diamond Edge and Earthstopper over the fifth. Tide Cottage lands in the lead from Wansford Boy, Sunset Cristo, Grittar, Night Nurse, and the Sugar Alley on the far side, then Bregawn, Venture to Cognac, and Diamond Edge. Behind Diamond Edge is Earthstopper, and then Captain John, and then comes Two Swallows and Silverbuck as they come to the second ditch. Tide Cottage from Sunset Cristo, Sugar Alley, Grittar, Wansford Boy, Night Nurse, Venture to Cognac, and racing to the top of the hill. Tide Cottage from Sugar Alley and Sunset Cristo and Grittar and Bregawn, and then Wansford Boy, then Night Nurse, then Venture to Cognac. Behind them come Diamond Edge and Earthstopper, and then Captain John, then Two Swallows and Silverbuck, and Lesley Ann and Border Incident and Peter Sandy and Royal Bond. Then comes Henry Bishop, and behind Henry Bishop is Straight Jocelyn, and then Snowflower, and behind Snowflower Master Smudge, and Drum Rowan is tailed off. And over this one it was Tide Cottage still in the lead from Sunset Cristo, Grittar and Sugar Alley, then Bregawn, then comes Night Nurse. This is the 10th they're coming to now. Then Wansford Boy, and behind him Venture to Cognac, and then comes Captain John over the 10th. Tide Cottage from Sunset Cristo and Sugar Alley and Grittar, and then Bregawn. Behind Bregawn is Night Nurse, Venture to Cognac, Diamond Edge, Earthstopper, Wansford Boy, Lesley Ann, Silverbuck. So racing towards the fence that will be the next to last on the next circuit. This will be number 11, and Tide Cottage still taking them along. Tide Cottage from Sugar Alley, Sunset Cristo, Grittar, Night Nurse over on the far side, Bregawn next, and then comes Earthstopper and Venture to Cognac, and Diamond Edge and Silverback and Captain John and Lesley Ann and Border Instant making ground on the inner. And then comes Two Swallows behind them. Comes Royal Bond making a bit of ground now with Henry Bishop next. Over the 12th, Tide Cottage lands in the lead from Sugar Rally and Bregawn and Sunset Cristo, and then Grittar, and then Night Nurse, then Diamond Edge and Earthstopper and Captain John, then Venture to Cognac, and then Silverback. Behind Silverback is Lesley Ann. Then comes a Border Incident and Royal Bond, and Drum Rowan has pulled up, and so Snow Flyer. Still 20 left and standing in the 1982 Tote Cheltenham Gold Cup as they run out on a final circuit with the veteran 14-year-old Tide Cottage leading them down to the 13th of the 22 fences. Tide Cottage from Sugar Rally and Bregawn and Sunset Cristo, Earthstopper and Grittar, Diamond Edge, Night Nurse, Silverback, Venture to Cognac, Captain John, Lesley Ann, Royal Bond, then Border Incident, then Two Swallows, Petey Sandy, Henry Bishop and Straight Jocelyn. And Tide Cottage has increased his lead as he comes to jump the water. Tide Cottage lands in the lead from Sunset Cristo and Bregawn. And Diamond Edge has made very good progress. Grittar on the inside. Night Nurse has lost quite a bit of ground. Earthstopper's getting near to the leaders. So is Royal Bond and Sugar Rally. And Silverback also. And it's still the old man, Tide Cottage, with 7 to jump from Sunset Cristo, Diamond Edge, Bregawn, Silverback still improving, Earthstopper, Grittar. Then comes Sugar Rally and Captain John and Venture to Cognac and Royal Bond and Lesley Ann. Wansford Boy has been pulled up as they race to the final ditch now, 6 from home. Tide Cottage from Sunset Cristo, Bregawn, Diamond Edge, Silverback, Earthstopper, Captain John, Grittar, Venture to Cognac. Behind Venture to Cognac is Lesley Ann, then comes Royal Bond and Night Nurse together. Master Smudge has been pulled up and Sunset Cristo has taken it up now on the outside of Tide Cottage. And running down the hill now, it's Sunset Cristo. From in second place, Tide Cottage. Earthstopper was the faller at that one. And Silverback is improving very smoothly in third. Diamond Edge is 4. 5 is Bregawn. 6 is Captain John. 7 Venture to Cognac. Just in behind them come Grittar and Royal Bond under pressure. They've got 3 left to jump now. And it's Tide Cottage once again from Sunset Cristo. Silverback coming there strongly. Tide Cottage lands in the lead from Sunset Cristo. Silverback, then comes Bregawn and Diamond Edge. Racing now towards the elbow with 2 fences left to jump in the Gold Cup, and it's Tide Cottage being pressed by Silverback. Silverback going very strongly. Tide Cottage on the inner. Bregawn coming right there too. Sunset Cristo fighting back. Diamond Edge in contention. Just 5 in it now, and it's Silverback now with the advantage over Bregawn. These 2 stable companions from Sunset Cristo and Diamond Edge over the second last fence, and Silverback landed in the lead from Bregawn and Sunset Cristo and Diamond Edge, and it's the 2 stable companions. An astonishing finale to the Gold Cup this. Silverback from Bregawn, the Michael Dickinson train. Silverback lands in the lead. Bregawn jumps in second. Diamond Edge third and Sunset Cristo third. And it's Silverback from Bregawn as they race into the closing stages. Silverback still being pressed by Bregawn as they race up towards the line. Silverback from Bregawn, the Michael Dickinson duo are going to finish 1-2 at the line. Silverback wins it. Bregawn is second. Sunset Cristo is third. Diamond Edge is 4th. Captain John is 5th. Grittar, the national favourite, is 6th, followed by Venture to Cognac and Tide Cottage and Royal Bond and Two Swallows and Lesley Ann and Sugar Rally and Petey Sandy, and they're the only finishers. And so the result of the 1982 Tote Cheltenham Gold Cup. First, number 16, Silverback, owned by Mrs. C. Feather, trained by Michael Dickinson and written by Robert Earnshaw. Second was number 2, Bregawn, owned by Mr. M. Keneally, trained by Michael Dickinson and written by Graham Bradley. And third, number 20, Sunset Cristo, owned by Miss Carol Hawkey, trained by Ray Hawkey, written by Chris Grant. And fourth, number 4, Diamond Edge. Well, what an amazing finale to the Gold Cup. These 2 young riders of Michael Dickinson's sharing the finish between them. Silverback and Bregawn, the 2 principals. And here's how they raced into those closing stages, which we review with Richard Pittman.
What a marvellous position to be in. Night Nurse was beaten a long way out, but at this stage, as Silverbuck had cruised into the lead, Ty Cottage just weakening, had run a tremendous race, and Sunset Cristo there coming with a challenge. What a super race he's run for Ray Hawkey. And also Diamond Edge back there in ground he doesn't like in 5th place. He's put up a tremendous performance. But now the challenger is the stable companion to Silverbuck. It's Bregawn. He's not quite as good a jumper as Silverbuck, and watch as they come to the second last. As they go to it, you'll see that Bregawn puts in a short one and does his customary sort of steep landing. He loses about half a length as a result of that, but you can see Robert Earnshaw just hands and heels now. He's had a quick look and he thinks that he's got the race sewn up, but it's his stable companion who still poses a bit of a threat. They go to the last, and Robert, who is a cool customer, he doesn't say a lot, but actions speak louder than word. Silverbuck just gets a little bit low there. Chris Feather, his owner, is a very keen sportswoman, and she's got another good horse in Phyllis Imp, but this is her favourite, and he's made her dream come true. As they come up this run-in that has changed so many Gold Cups in the past, it looks as if Bregawn might just get back there, but Robert Earnshaw, under strong driving, isn't going to give the Gold Cup away very easily, and especially to his younger stable companion and his rival Graham Bradley. Bregawn, a young horse, has run a superb race, but the winner, Silverbuck, a very deserved one at that. He's 8-1 third favourite, and I'm sure a lot of people have made some money today.
And the distance is 2 lengths and 12 lengths, and amazingly, after 15 races at the festival, there still is not a rider who's ridden more than one winner. So the Ritz Club trophy is still very much in the balance. Sunset Cristo ran a fine race, coming in here ahead of Diamond Edge. Royal Bond a bit disappointing. I think Tommy Carberry will have found he's being followed there by 2 Swallows, and the victorious Robert Earnshaw, who's come to the front this season on first Wayward Lad and now Silverbuck. What a great moment in this young man's career, and how well rewarded the decision of Michael Dickinson to stick with his young riders rather than employ a big-name jockey when his contract with Tommy Carmody was ended at the end of last season. A remarkable training feat. There's the tall young figure of Michael Dickinson to the left. This is his 67th winner of the season, and it puts him in the seat for all National Hunt records. And there's the stable companion of Silverbuck, Bregawn, the only horse to give him a real fright from the second last. Crowds pouring across the course now from the center to get a close view around the new unsaddling enclosure, which accommodates at least 4,000 people now. As the 1982 Tote Cheltenham Gold Cup winner is led in. Great triumph for the North, this. Will compensate so many for the sadness that Night Nurse was just unable to produce his real running this afternoon. Maybe that master trainer Peter Easterby's horses are just not firing on all cylinders at the moment, and Silverbuck just thinning out the crowd a little. Startled by his acclaim and still very full of himself. There's tall Michael Dickinson with his young rider Robert Earnshaw. The starting prices of the principals in the Gold Cup as follows.
First, number 16, Silverbuck, 8-1. Second, number 2, Bregawn, 18-1. And third, number 20, Sunset Cristo, 100-1. First Silverbuck, 8 to 1. Second Bregawn, 18 to 1. And third Sunset Cristo, 100 to 1.